For years, you had a tattoo on your left arm. Almost everyone had one, but most people would change. But yours had stayed all the same your life. On your wrist, it said, I want to be a pro hero. You found it sort of cute at how passionate your soulmate seemed to be about his dream. If only you could meet them. Meanwhile, your soulmate felt confused about his own. For quite some time, he thought he didn't have one, but had nothing on him that indicated on his soulmate's passion. For a while, he felt sad about that. Being born quirkless and without a soulmate was quite hard on a teenager. But not longer after he inherited One for All, he started seeing the words appear on his arm. Those words would change often. Izuku freaked out when he saw the first of them, frantically asking All Might about it during lunch. All Might, I've been seeing words on my arm lately. Do you possibly know why? Is it a part of All for One? If it is, do you have it too? Whose thoughts are they? He began mumbling afterwards, trying to figure out what was going on. Young Midoriya, I think it's just from your soulmate. You've never seen it before? All Might replied. Soulmate? No, I haven't. I thought I didn't have one, he said, looking at the words on his arms. It shows what your soulmate's greatest passion is. You're lucky. Many kids don't have such great passions that it becomes noticeable. What does it say? All Might said, going over to look at his successor's arm. It says, I want to be a police officer one day, but it sometimes says nothing. I'm happy that their passion involves a good cause, he explained, smiling slightly. All Might ruffled his already messy hair. I'm glad you're so happy about having a soulmate. If only I could have been that way. What do you mean? Midoriya asked, a bit startled by the sudden change of his idol. I met my soulmate in high school. They came to me when I began working in America to be a pro hero too, but sometimes not all heroes are lucky to make it out of rather difficult battles, both mentally and physically. Don't let that bother you though, young Midoriya. Everyone has different experiences. I'm sure yours won't be the same as mine, All Might explained. Midoriya nodded, understanding that he was implying happened to his soulmate. I'm sorry that you experienced something like that, All Might. Thank you for the help. The boy bowed before waving as he left to class. After that conversation, it made Midoriya think. He wanted to be a pro hero, but he didn't want that to get in the way of his soulmate. He suddenly feared the idea of losing his soulmate as All Might. I'll be a pro hero, he thought, and a hero for my soulmate. Yeah, for my soulmate, Midoriya thought. Meanwhile, you had just found out that you'd be accepted for a UA transfer program, one of the best hero schools in Japan. It had a transfer program for students all around. It gave the ability for students from other countries, in your case, America, sorry if you don't live in America, to attend the school for the rest of the year or semester, maybe even for an entire high school career. Even though you could only be in general education classes, it was still a great accomplishment. Yes, I can't believe it, you exclaimed, seeing the letter. You'd begin attending this next semester, 3 months away. It was a short amount of time to move to the other side of the world, but you'd been planning for this quite some time. As you got up to show your parent the mail, you felt a tingly sensation in your arm. It was around where your soulmate's mark was. You looked down at your mark, seeing the words had changed. I want to be a hero for my soulmate, you read out loud. Why did they change their passion to this? Did something happen? You wondered. You shook your head. Right now, your education was going to Japan was the most important thing to you. You didn't much thought into your soulmate's new passion. 3 months later, after moving with your grandparents in Japan, you putting on the UA uniform, you were getting ready for the first day, and anxiety was getting you a bit. I've never been in a school with uniforms before, other than for gym, you thought, nervously trying to put on the tie on right. The small pink milkweeds began sprouting from your hands, showing that you were nervous. P.S. That's your quirk, by the way. You just grow flowers basically from your hands. And they indicate your emotions. So mostly nervousness. Sorry. You sighed, beginning to pick off the flowers. It felt slightly painful to do so, but it wasn't that bad. Calm down, Yin. You got it. To the school for a reason. And you're not even in the hero course. You won't be in the center of attention in the school. You told yourself to calm down. The flower stopped growing soon after. You finished getting ready and was heading to school. Bye, Obia and Ojie-san, which just means grandma and grandpa. Your grandparents didn't live far from UA, so you didn't have to take the subway or anything, but it was still about 3 blocks away. I didn't really see much of the school in my tour a few days ago, but I'm pretty sure I'll remember where I'm supposed to go, you thought to yourself. You soon noticed other students with similar uniforms walking in the same direction as you. Sorry, I've lost my place. Since you were lost in thought, you were a little bit startled as someone walked quickly past you. Stop walking so slow, they said. You looked. He has purple hair and dark circles under his eyes. Oh, sorry, you said quietly. The guy didn't say anything else as he walked towards the school entrance. You followed the boy until losing him in the sudden group of students going inside. You kept your head hung low, a bit overwhelmed by how many people there were. Right now, where's 1C? He wondered, looking around. 1C, ugh, I can't remember. You realized, looking around in a bit of a panic. You didn't want to seem like you were completely lost, so you continued looking for it. You weren't looking where you were going, just looking up at room numbers, mostly. Of course, that caused you to run into someone. 1C, that's not... You shrieked as you harshly ran into someone. You both fell to the floor, but as you two touched, you felt a sudden connection, like it was a spark, causing your heartbeat to speed up and a blush to form on your face. Your eyes both widened. There were many stories about familiar things happening to soulmates that were heard. Sorry, you apologized, standing up and brushing off your skirt/pants. It's all right. I'm Zuki Midoriya. Who are you? He replied. Lin Yin. It's nice to meet you, Izuku. You smiled slightly. A blush even more. Did you feel that when we bumped into each other? He asked, a bit nervous. Yeah, I did. Do you think it means we're soulmates? You said. Only one way to check out. What's your greatest passion? Izuku asked. He was somehow handling this calm outwards as well as he could. On the inside, he was panicking level were off the charts. I want to be a police officer one day. What about you? You asked. I want to be a pro hero, he replied. You pulled your sleeve up to reveal your wrist. It said almost the exact same words as he said, except not including the for my soulmate part, but that'd been there for the past 4 months. Izuku realized, and did the same thing, showing the same on his own wrist. Hey, I think we are, he nervously replied. A tingy sensation crossed in both your arms, causing you to watch as the words disappeared and briefly formed hearts. Once the hearts had disappeared for a few seconds, you looked at each other in awe. I think we definitely are, you finally say. Yeah, I can't believe it, Izuku said in shock. He was highly questioning his luck. How that the new student was actually his soulmate? I'd like to get to know you more, Midoriya. Was it? Now that we know we're soulmates? He smiled. Yeah, me too, he said, blushing deep red. Great, I'll see you at lunch, I presume, you replied. Yeah, I'll see you there, Lin, he said. Oh, you can call me Yin. We're soulmates after all. Yu said, feeling a bit awkward to correct him. Yeah, of course. You can call me Izuku then, he replied, his confidence increasing again. Well, Izuku, I have to get to class. It's amazing meeting you, Yu said, and continued to search for 1C. Meanwhile, Izuku stood in the middle of the hallway, seriously questioning his luck.